I found myself communicating remotely a lot more this year. And so have you, quite probably. What I did notice, though, in the last few months is that my way of working remotely, communicating remotely, either while in video or during a live stream or during a one-to-one coaching session, has become a lot different and a lot better. So I thought I would collect a few key points that made me a better communicator online, and I've decided to share them with you. They are probably too many to be crammed into a single video, so I decided to start a mini series. 3 episodes, each one covering a few key points that have to do with communication. Some of them might be obvious for you, some of them might be new, and maybe they're going to be half and half. I don't know. But I thought I would share them anyways because they might still be useful to use and to take inspiration from. Now, the major difference that I like to make explicit when I talk about remote communication is this: you have less to rely on. In a one-to-one, in-person setting, you can work with the person's eyesight, your voice level, your physicality. You can look at the context, you can look at body language, and you can use a huge amount of different elements to shape how you communicate and what information you give away and manage to read from the other person. Goes without saying, but in a remote setting, you have a lot less to rely on. You have a partial view of the person and a partial view of the context, and vice versa. So the only thing you can do is double down on what you have and make sure you give away as much information as you can and be able to read as much as you can. So to do that, first thing you want to be doing is get a new camera. Get a camera that will allow you to be more present for the other person that is looking at you at the other side of the screen. It's an investment, sure, but it doesn't need to be a major investment. Give or take anything, let's say 80 to 100 euros would be a good investment for you. Maybe get something that has been geared to streamers or professionals, something that will make an improvement for the other person in how they see you. Because automatically with that, you'll be giving away a lot more. And sure, you can then start building up your studio if you want, but that's all secondary. Second thing you want to buy in that case will be a mic and then lights. But if you want one thing to make a major difference, get yourself a new camera and place it at eyesight. Don't place it on top of your laptop. Place it on a tripod on your table, but make sure it's at the same level of your head. It's going to be making a major difference. Second thing, learn to read body language online, or maybe some basic signals, or even keep the same signals that you were using to read normal body language, what I mean is in person, and focus a lot more on that. If you see the person doing any micro contacts, if you see the person maybe even just bouncing up and down, then give meaning to that. Be much more aware of the limited type of body language that you might read from the person. You may not see everything, but what you see is what you can read. And third, remember that it's important to know what exactly you give away. What I mean is that when it comes to communication, especially in person, it is key to connect emotionally. We are emotional beings. And it's a lot easier, and it's done by default almost, when we are communicating in person. But remotely, especially if your equipment isn't great, it's a lot more difficult. So provided that your equipment is already better than normal, is already an upgrade from what you were using before, if you want to make sure that whatever emotion you want to convey passes through well to the other person, I've noticed that you need to go a little more above your normal level of emotional display. So let's say 20%. What I mean is, because you have a more limited availability of communication channels as the person on the one side of the screen, whatever you give away must be more charged. So if you're enthusiastic about a project well done, make sure you display it. Make sure you say it. I'm not talking about being a clown, but make sure your emotion is a bit more charged if you really want to reach the other person. So this is it from the very basics. Again, maybe something will be already heard of, something might be instead completely new, or maybe half and half. I thought I would still share everything in these 3 videos anyways. And next time we're going to be looking at how to grab attention on the other person's side and how to maintain it, because that's also key. What's your thought on this? Thank you. Stay safe. Talk soon.